This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
That's the show. See you later. No. Jack Buck's famous call of Kirk Gibson's home run in the 88 World Series, I think it was. I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. I just stared at realizing I had to redo everything to, do the show, all the graphics, all that stuff, was hoping to celebrate a win. I'm sitting there and I'm just staring at my TV like a confused dog, thinking, how the hell did that just happen? And here's the thing. We've had our fun with Jordan Romano this year. I can't have any fun with this tonight. This was brutal. This was, certainly in a literal sense, defeating, deflating. This was absolutely horrendous, the way the Phillies lost this ball game tonight. I feel like when my dad would say to me when I was a kid, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I'm at a point right now, I'm just insanely disappointed. And I'm sure as the show goes on and we talk about it, I'm going to get mad. I think that's just kind of the way this is going to trend. But I'm just wrapping my head around how horrible that was. He gets the pop-up. Romano gets the pop-up. And you know what? He tries to give you 2 innings there. Tries to have one up-down, pitched in 2 innings, I should say. Did a great job in the previous inning, so they sent him back out there. And really, you were kind of depleted as a bullpen. Do I have it here? I think this is it. Yeah. Taijuan Walker, Tanner Banks, Max Lazar, Matt Strom, Robert pitched tonight, and he was shaky. Gosh! But he got out of it, and Romano helped close the door on that one. But then just blew his 3rd game of the season. That was a bit of or 3rd blown save, I should say, of the season. That was just terrible. And Bailey he hit 1 home run in May, and he just missed his 2nd home run by a couple of feet. That would have been a walk-off regular 3-run home run. Everything in that inning just wasn't right. Even Alec Bohm fielding that pop-up from Lee, and it almost bounces out of his mitt. It just kind of made you go, I don't know if this is going to be our night. And they got a 3-1 lead still. And then it's just his 2nd home run of the season, and this one's an inside the Parker. Romano gave up an absolute grapefruit of a pitch, and then outfield had no idea how to play the carom. That should be Brandon Marsh figuring out how to play that carom, but still, that's a moonshot, a couple of feet short of a home run from Jordan Romano. That just really took the absolute wind out of the sails of this baseball team. After going 0 for 26, I believe they were at the point that Otto Kemp got the RBI double into left field. You break that after a base running blunder by Kyle Schwarber that was just terrible. He steals second base successfully. Good hustle him. Tries to steal third, and he caught stealing. It's one of those situations where if you're going to go trying to time Robbie Ray, you got to make it. You got to make it. And I know he was out by an eyelash, but even if you don't go in that situation, it ended up costing the Phillies an extra run. And when you lose a game by 1 run, that still comes back to bite you. Now, look, did Kyle Schwarber eventually put you in front? Absolutely. His 2-run Schwarber splash into McCovey Cove was incredible. Absolutely amazing. But still, that doesn't negate the fact that he shouldn't have gone in that situation earlier in the game. You get a start from Taijuan Walker, who's making his first start since May 30th, I think it is, May 20th. And he goes out there and gets you 4 innings of 1-run baseball, and the 1 run was scored on an RBI check swing single that just found its way into left field. This is the type of stuff from the Phillies that just makes you feel like they're going through a point in the season where they're just snake bit. Absolutely snake bit. And look, the bottom line is they go through these periods enough where you just go, yeah, this is why you don't have confidence in them making any noise in the postseason. For 2 reasons. One, we've seen them not make noise in the postseason like last year. And then we've also seen them make it to a World Series. Yay! And then get no hit. We've seen them go up, have 2 chances, 3 chances to close out the Diamondbacks, and they can't score any runs. And I don't want to rehash all the history, but this is why we don't have faith. This is why we don't have nice things. This is why we feel like we can't have nice things in Philadelphia. You have a 2-run lead. Jordan Romano gets out of a bit of a jam there that Robert got the Phillies into in the bottom of the 8th inning, comes back out for the 9th, and just gets really nothing to go his way. A guy that had 1 other home run this season. I just saw this as I was logging on here to do the show. So Patrick Bailey just hit the first inside the park walk-off home run from a catcher since Benny Tate did it. Remember Benny Tate, guys? You guys remember Benny Tate? Benny Tate, August 11th, 1926. Oh, there's a real humdinger there by Benny Tate. Thank you, Jeff Passan, for that tidbit of information. I'm going to opt that the Phillies just don't go to San Francisco anymore. Can that happen? Where they just don't go to San Francisco anymore? Because here's what's happening in San Francisco. Bad things happen when the Phillies go to San Francisco. They just can't win. Since 2013, they haven't won at that stadium. Oy, boy, this was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Kyle Schwarber, I'm still going to give it to him. 28th home run of the season. Came up with a double with another opportunity to help the Phils. Unfortunately, that didn't help because, they couldn't get anything else going for themselves in the top of the 8th inning. Yep. Excuse me, top of the 9th inning. Sorry. Yeah, but 28th home run of the season. Bullpen, I guess, other than Jordan Romano, other than Robert, can't give it to the bullpen. Taijuan Walker is still, 4 innings, 1 run. Good hustle to Taijuan Walker. Otto Kemp had a hell of a game. You could certainly give him a nod. Great catch in left field, preventing a 1-out base runner. That's always good. And then, breaking the schneid there, getting him off the schneid with the RBI double with a runner in scoring position. Alec Bohm in scoring position brings him home. Way to be. As for the turning point,
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
We kind of already talked about it. We know when the turning point was. The first turning point was Kyle Schwarber's 2-run home run, which I will say, an 0-2 changeup down in the zone that he put in the McCovey Cove. I think I talked about it yesterday. Country strength. Old country strength. Country strong, I believe, is the term that Jim Thome coined all those years ago. And Kyle Schwarber certainly has that country strength about him. The other turning point was what happened in the 9th inning to Jordan Romano and this baseball team. Could not have played it worse. A grapefruit of a pitch from Jordan Romano to a guy that does not have any power whatsoever, to a guy that's batting under 200, and he puts it off the angled wall in right center field. I waved the white flag. So that's how that went. And then what you'll be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think you're going to be talking about Jordan Romano. That's what I think you're going to be talking about. I think you're also going to be talking about Bryce Harper going 0 for 4. That's still not going great. I really am trying to scrape together some ounce of optimism surrounding Bryce Harper. And there was one particular instance today in that 9th inning where he did work a walk. He was down 1-2. He was laying off the low and away sliders finally after just offering at them time and time again against Robbie Ray. Works an 8-pitch at bat or plate appearance rather, then works a walk in that 9th inning, and then Phillies get nothing more out of that after Harper was up. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. None of it's positive. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say about this when we get to our chat check. That's coming up next after this on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. This is your Locked On Phillies postcast. Back after this. Hey, FanDuel. They're great. Check out FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing, especially if Jordan Romano is pitching. Okay, sorry, that's the last time. Or only time, I should say. Whether we're talking about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, high stakes soccer action, or losing to the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco, FanDuel is the best way to make every moment more exciting. Would have loved to know the odds on Bailey getting a home run, and that's a walk-off 3-run home run. What are the odds, FanDuel? I didn't look. I should have. Ready to follow? You already followed the action. Why not follow it while your friends are getting sunburned on the beach this summer? You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself a little bit more with FanDuel. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app just makes it fresh with daily promotions and always has fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast payouts as well. Can't forget about that. And how about this? If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Or how about Open Phone? You guys heard me talking about Open Phone before. If you're running a business, every missed call is money left on the table. Think about this. When's the last time you had an emergency? You just sit there and wait for someone to call you back? No, you kept calling. So a missed call is a missed opportunity. You juggle 2 phones? Come on now. You don't want to do that. Keep business and personal calls separate. Open Phone solves that instantly. Your whole team on your business can share one number and respond to customers like a shared inbox. No more, who's handling this? No, you can handle it easy with Open Phone. Open Phone is offering Locked On Phillies postcast listeners and viewers 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/lockedonmlb. That's openphone.com/lockedonmlb. openphone.com/lockedonmlb. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. As far as your Phillies lineup tonight, yeah, that's right. Trey Turner came up with a base knock for you tonight. Let me show this is the right one. Sometimes I forget to load things. Yes, Kyle Schwarber came up with 2 RBIs, 2 base knocks, a stolen base. Tried for a third, shouldn't have. I mentioned Bryce Harper 0 for 4 tonight. Nick Castellanos had a couple of base knocks as well. Otto Kemp broke the awful tradition of not scoring with runners in scoring position. So there you go. That's what the Phillies were able to do tonight. Before I go to the chat check, I just want to say I believe the Phillies have broken me with this loss. That's where I'm at. Morgan Lady, can we please get a clutch hit? You eventually did. Graham, what's up, Graham? Good to hear from you. Hey, mate, these guys hit about as well as me. Morgan, it worked. Oh, this is when we were happy with life. Schwarber is kind of an important piece. Maybe think about re-signing him. Dave Dombrowski says, John, I agree. Vaxie, how about that? Morgan Landy, that's why we can't have nice things. So stupid, pitch Romano, 2 innings. Yeah. I'm looking at social media as to who the next option would have been. I thought Kerkering, even though he struggled last night. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, not seeing anything come up there with any responses from Rob Thompson about anybody else. Graham, absolutely speechless. Why they put Romano back in, I don't know. Outright sickening. So this is John Messiah again. I want Romano off this team. He always blows. So Romano sucks and blows. Means the same thing, I guess. Tommy Shrove, why does Rob do this? Why do we put Romano in these situations? He got us through the inning. Why did we chance it again? I don't know. He's not a stranger to up downs, which is a phrase that I think I hate more than any other modern phrase in sports. Well, he had an up down. Oh, he had an up down? What does that mean? Well, he sat down. And then what happened? He got back up, and that's bad? Apparently. Another poor decision by Rob. I'm trying, like, who else comes in? Because I was thinking the same thing. I was surprised to see him. And my thought was, if Robert's coming into the game, you're scraping the barrel. This is the first time Robert ever pitched in the game with the Phillies that, like, mattered. Like, where he had to do well. And he barely did well. Like, that's how bad this was. So if Robert's in the game, and then I see Romano coming, like, okay, well, that makes sense. You already used Strom, obviously. The only thing that I thought was a little curious, Lazar only pitching 1 inning, I thought was a little curious because he's a guy that can be a little bit of a long reliever. So I was a little bit surprised they only used him for 1 inning. That's the change I would make. And then maybe you're able to push things back where Romano's just coming in fresh out of the pen. Not that all of us have confidence in that going well, but you used a lot of guys already in the game. So I don't know what to Kirkering again, like I said. To me, I just think he should be the Phillies closer. I know he lost his he was losing the grip last night a wee bit, but I feel like anything's better than Romano. Not a great showing, unfortunately, tonight. Or really this season. This season is not really that good. Where are we at here? Joel Alvarez, can't believe what I just saw. That was the most ridiculous thing. Did you put I can't believe what I just saw after I said it, or was that in there already? Because I'm on the same page as you. I agree with you, Joel. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Bailey has a batting average of .194. I know. Oh, good Lord. Why Jeff Passan, who I read that tweet from, has the video just going off still. Joseph Grillo, what's going on? Even Deborah's disappointed. Romano, not a high leverage guy. We have no closer. Topper is trash. I agree that we don't have a closer. Topper needed to remove Romano after the leadoff hit. Just stubborn mismanaging. Because that one was also tattooed. Why put Romano back out there? I hope Deborah makes him sleep on the couch. You guys aren't going to bait me into going back to the Romano impression for this. I'm too disappointed. Only in the ad read would I do it. You guys know I'm probably going to do it later. Stephen Dave is checked out. He doesn't care. He's also too stupid to make the right move if he even did care. What a joke. Well, let's look at this one more time. Okay. So I mentioned Otto Kemp having himself a nice game tonight, right? Nice catch in left field. Got the base knock with a runner in scoring position, which was just unheard of recently with the Phillies. Otto Kemp is replacing the guy that Dave Dombrowski went out and got this offseason to be your left fielder. So that, as I've said before, that wasn't it. It still ain't it. Jordan Romano was the guy brought in the offseason to help your bullpen and be the guy. And other than like a 6-game stretch where it was really good, the rest of it's terrible. So he ain't it either. What else you got there, Dave Dombrowski? What else you got? You know, I had a great feeling when the Phillies brought Dave Dombrowski in here. And look, they did go to a World Series, and he's taken the Tigers, the Red Sox, the Marlins, and the Phillies, 4 different teams to the World Series. That's pretty damn good. It was a Pat Gillick type of vibe, where Pat Gillick won 2 World Series with the Blue Jays. No more on that. Had put a great team together in Seattle. That won, I can't remember, 113, 116 games, whatever it was. And then came here to Philadelphia. And when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, he talked about how Philadelphia and won the World Series in Philadelphia. And he said, coming into Philadelphia, what a phenomenal capstone on my career. And I thought, man, what a great way to say that for a Hall of Famer. And I was thinking maybe Dave Dombrowski, maybe, and he's going to go in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, not for what he's doing in Philadelphia recently, other than that World Series year. But I was hoping I'd hear at his Hall of Fame induction in Philadelphia. What a wonderful capstone on my career. Not trending that direction, unfortunately. Mark C., demoralizing buffoonery. That's a better word. I like that. Who gave up the run? Why is the bullpen god-awful? Romano gave up the run. to a guy that doesn't hit home run. A walk-off, if you're just joining us, a walk-off, I'll say this slowly because it took me a long time to process it just watching it. A walk-off 3-run inside the park home run by a guy who's only hit 1 home run this season and has a sub 200 batting average. We there? Is it sunk in yet? Because when I was watching my TV, my brain just kind of melted out through my face. That's the way that went for me. Divisional race going to be tight. Oh, yeah, the Mets ended up coming back and winning, I believe. The Phillies, oh, damn it. Now the Phillies now in second place again. They dropped down that far. They're tied for, well, sort of tied for second. They're sort of second right now. Tied for first, whatever you want to call them. Mets technically in the lead. Just like the Niners own the Eagles, dude, we don't even think about you anymore. Are you serious? The Niners? Enjoy Brock Purdy on that contract. That was hilarious. Thank you. Thank you, Propa. Thank you, Propa. I appreciate that. I needed to laugh after that horrible loss. Now Mets fans are getting in here. I got no time for that. No, thank you. Ed Pooner, Ronald McDonald fails again. He's got vibes. He's got Ronald McDonald vibes. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that. Tommy Shrove, you and I are on the same page. Lazar for 2, not Romano. I'm with you. 2 World Series wins doesn't scream Jack Hall of Fame for Dombrowski. No, but he took 5 teams to the World Series. Well, hold on a second. Marlins World Series, Red Sox World Series, Tigers to the World Series, Phillies to the World Series. 4 teams to the World Series. I think that kind of puts you in the Hall of Fame. And you have 2 World Series rings. I think that's going to put you in the Hall of Fame. Lawrence, fine. I stayed up late for this. Lawrence, I'm going to go ahead and guess you're not fine because this sucked. Thanks for everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. Yeah, Kerry Eltman, for a catcher, yes, I do realize it's inside the park home run for a catcher, but it could not have been played worse by your outfield. Like, first off, the ball was crushed. I don't know how many stadiums that would have been a home run in, but probably all of them. So it caromed back, and your outfield wasn't ready for that at all. So first off, I can't. I take Romano off the hook because the outfield was so bad in that play. No, not at all. That ball would have been out of just about every stadium except this one in Major League Baseball. I haven't looked at the numbers on it, but watching the trajectory of it, that's certainly what it looked like. And they did not help. They did not help themselves with how they tried to field it. Thanks to everybody in the chat, except for the Mets fans. It's always good to hang out with you guys, at least. The regulars, the people talking Phillies, at least. Phillies are going to try to salvage a win with this 3-game series, a 3:45 start time tomorrow afternoon. Jesus Luzardo against Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander, 0-6 on the season with a 4.84 ERA. Jesus Luzardo has not been great lately. Has not been great. This will be the second time, by the way, that Justin Verlander faces the Phillies. Faces back on the 15th of April. Lasted 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 1 home run, 3 walks. How about that? It was a 6-4 Phillies victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. Be back with you guys tomorrow after the 3:45 start time. Also be back with you guys tomorrow on Locked On 76ers. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On 76ers YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Back with you guys tomorrow. See you then. Bye.